Magandang araw muli sa ating lahat. Pag-usapan natin ngayon ang Republic Act number 7877 or the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act of 1995. The complete title is an act declaring sexual harassment unlawful in the employment, education, or training environment and for other purposes. So let us define what is work, education, or training-related sexual harassment. Work, education, or training-related sexual harassment is committed by an employer, employee, manager, supervisor, agent of the employer, teacher, instructor, professor, coach, trainer, or any other person who, having authority, influence, or moral ascendancy over another in a work or training or education environment, demands, requests, or otherwise requires any sexual favor from the other, regardless whether the demand, request, or requirement for submission is accepted by the object of the said act. So pag-usapan po natin ang sexual harassment. Ang abuser ay kailangan may authority, influence, or moral ascendancy over the victim. Bawa, si principal at ang kanyang teacher, si supervisor at ang kanyang teacher, si superintendent at ang kanyang mga subordinate, ang victim. So, ang abuser, o ulitin natin, kailangan may authority, may influence, at may moral ascendancy over the victim. And that the person, the abuser, the perpetrator, request or otherwise require or demand sexual favor from the victim, regardless whether such demand or request is accepted by the object of the said act. So, hindi kinakailangan na mangyari yung sexual harassment or yung sexual intercourse as long as mayroong demand, mayroong request for a sexual favor in exchange of something like hiring, promotion, and for grades that will be already a consummated sexual harassment. So, inuulit ko, kahit na hindi nangyari yung sexual intercourse o hindi pinagbigyan ng victim si boss on the sexual favor, consummated sexual harassment pag nagsumbong ngayon yung victim about the act, the request, the demand for sexual favor by the employer, manager, supervisor, that in exchange of something, hinihingi niya yung sexual favor. So, in work-related or employment environment, sexual harassment is committed when the sexual favor is made as a condition for hiring in the employment, re-employment, or continued employment of the said individual, or in granting said individual favorable compensation, terms of condition, promotion, privileges, or the refusal to grant sexual favor will result in limiting, segregating, or classifying the employee in which in any would discriminate, deprive, or diminish employment opportunity or otherwise adversely affect the said employee. So sa work-related or employment environment, paano mangyayari yung sexual harassment? So, sexual harassment will happen if the employer, the boss, demand in exchange for sexual favor, demand or give a promotion, re-employment, sa condition for re-employment, promotion, hiring, and or favorable compensation, which if the employee will not grant, it will result to discrimination or limiting or depriving the said employee of these opportunities. How about in education or training environment? Paano mangyayari ang sexual harassment? Anyone who is under the care, custody, or supervision of the offender, against whose education, training, apprenticeship, or tutorship is entrusted to the offender. When the sexual favor is made condition to giving of a passing grade or granting of honors and a scholarship or the payment of stipend, allowance, or other benefit, privileges, or consideration. So, paano naman mangyayari sa training and education environment if the sexual favor is made as a condition for passing of the grade? Bibigyan ka ng passing grade if you will give the sexual favor to the teacher or to the trainer or to the coach, or as a condition for granting of honors and scholarship or allowances. When the sexual advances result in intimidating, hostile, and offensive environment for the student, trainee, or apprenticeship. Kung hindi mo pinagbigyan si boss, si coach, o si teacher sa kanyang hinihinging sexual favor, that will result to hostile and offensive environment. Pasok na pasok yan sa sexual harassment, a violation of this law. And you have to remember that any person who direct or induce another to commit any sexual harassment as defined, who cooperates in the commission thereof by another without which it would not have been committed shall also be liable under this act. Yan. So yung mga tao na naging dahilan, tumulong o kaya nag-udyok para makumit ang act of sexual harassment, they will also be liable. Now, paano naman kung walang aksyon si employer or head of office? Will there be liability for the said employer or head of office? According to our law, the employer or head of office, education or training institution shall be also solidarily liable for damages arising from the acts of sexual harassment committed in the employment, education, training environment, or if the employer or head of office, educational or training institution is informed of such act by the offended party and no immediate action is taken. So, kung ipinagwalang bahala ng head of office or ng employer ang pangyayari about sexual harassment, he is liable solidarily for damages. So, yan po mga kaguro, kaibigan at kaempleyado. Kung mayroon kayong tanong, bisitahin niyo kami sa aming Facebook page at Attorney Rusty T. Adarayan. Maraming salamat sa inyong panonood. Bye-bye!